In 1984, in a quiet Austrian town, an 18-year-old woman named Elizabeth was on the cusp of a new life. She had a job waiting for her and was eager to step out from under her father's shadow and start her own journey. But what happened next would stay buried for over 2 decades, hidden in plain sight, right beneath the family home. It is a story that challenges everything we think we know about the secrets that can lie behind a closed door. One ordinary afternoon, Elizabeth's father, Joseph, asked for her help. He said he needed to carry a heavy door down to the basement for a renovation project. He was building a workshop. Trusting Elizabeth followed him down the stairs. She would not be seen again for 24 years. Not long after she vanished, a letter arrived. In it, Elizabeth supposedly wrote that she had run away to join a religious group and begged her family not to look for her. It seemed plausible enough. Teenagers run away. Families have disputes. The police accepted the story, and the case was officially closed. The search for Elizabeth ended before it truly began. But Elizabeth hadn't run away. She hadn't left at all. She had simply been moved from one part of the house to another and locked away from the world. Behind that heavy door in the basement was not a workshop. It was a prison cell, meticulously constructed by her father over several years. It was soundproofed, windowless, and completely cut off from the outside world. There was no natural light, no fresh air, just cold concrete and the hum of a ventilation fan. This was Elizabeth's new reality. Her father was her jailer, controlling every aspect of her existence, her food, her freedom of movement, even the silence that surrounded her. He was the only human contact she had. Above her, on the ground floor, life went on as normal. The family ate dinner, watched television, and went about their daily routines, completely unaware of the nightmare unfolding just a few feet beneath them. For Elizabeth, time had stopped. Her world had shrunk to a few small, dark rooms. For the next 24 years, Elizabeth remained a prisoner in that underground cell. During that unimaginable time, she gave birth to 7 children. The circumstances of their conception are a horrifying testament to the absolute control her father wielded. Some of these children were taken from her and brought upstairs. Joseph would stage their discovery, leaving them on the family's doorstep with a note, supposedly from Elizabeth, explaining she couldn't care for them. Joseph's wife, who lived upstairs, believed her husband's story. She believed these were her abandoned grandchildren and raised them as her own, never suspecting the truth. But other children remained below with Elizabeth. They had never seen the sun, never felt the rain, never known a world beyond those 4 concrete walls. One infant, born in the cellar, tragically did not survive. Then, in 2008, after 24 years of this hidden horror, Joseph made a mistake. One of the children living underground, a 19-year-old named Kirsten, fell gravely ill. Her condition was so severe that she needed immediate, advanced medical care. For the first time, an outsider was needed. Joseph was forced to bring her to a hospital. At the hospital, doctors were baffled. The young woman was unconscious, with no medical records, no dental history, and a story that made no sense. They couldn't understand where she had come from. Their professional instincts told them something was deeply wrong. They alerted the authorities, and the police began to investigate. As they pieced together the puzzle, all signs pointed back to one place: the family home. When investigators arrived at the house, they were met with denial. But their persistence paid off. They searched the basement and eventually found it: the hidden door, concealed behind a shelf. When they opened it, they uncovered a scene that seasoned officers would later describe as one of the most disturbing of their careers. It wasn't about a single shocking image, but the chilling reality of what it all meant to life. And then more lives, stolen and hidden away for decades. Elizabeth, now 42 years old, and her other 2 children, who had been imprisoned with her, were finally freed. Joseph was immediately arrested. The truth was out. The investigation that followed laid bare the years of meticulous planning, cruelty, and deception. Joseph had engineered a world where he could live 2 lives, one as a seemingly ordinary family man, the other as a monster. He was tried and convicted on multiple charges, ultimately receiving a sentence of life in prison. For Elizabeth, freedom was not a simple return to the life she once knew. She was now in her 40s, a stranger to a world that had changed drastically since she was a teenager. The children, both those who lived above and those who lived below, were now reunited, but faced the monumental task of understanding their own history. Freedom did not mean an end to the struggle. It was the beginning of a long and difficult recovery. Elizabeth and her children were given new identities and placed under state protection to shield them from the intense media glare. They required years of specialized medical treatment and psychological therapy to process the profound trauma they had endured. They had to learn how to live in a world with open spaces, with sunlight, with choices. Their journey was about reclaiming the years that were stolen from them, a process that continues to this day. They had spent more time living in a secret world underground than most people spend building a life above it. This case forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. It's not just about the evil one person can commit, but about the silence and assumptions that can allow such evil to flourish unnoticed. It's a chilling reminder of how horror can be hiding right under our noses, behind the most ordinary-looking facade. For 24 years, a family lived, laughed, and slept above a secret prison. A simple basement door remained closed, its secret kept until a single mistake finally brought the truth to light. It makes you wonder, if you lived in that house, would you have heard something? Would you have noticed anything was wrong? Thank you for watching.